Hey everybody, it's November 12th, 2022. Pair of Spades again. I'm Shad, this is Heather. What are we going to talk about today, baby?
Well, we're going to start out with some terrible news. Today it was the Wings, what is it called?
Wings Over Dallas Air Show. I took my kids for several years in a row.
In Dallas. It's in Dallas Executive Airport?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, what happened?
So I was outside and Heather told me, she's like, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what just happened. And
He's obsessed with planes and air shows. And
yes,
every time we go, I'm terrified something bad will happen.
my passion is cars, airplanes. And she showed me the video, and it was terrible. It was horrible. I mean, it's sad in so many ways.
It's like literally the worst nightmare for an air show. Anyways,
Yeah.
two planes collided.
Yeah, two planes collided. A B-17 Flying Fortress and a Super Cobra.
P-63 King Cobra.
Oh yeah, King Cobra.
So they think, at this point, they think 6 people have died.
And watching the footage, I mean, there are so many airplanes flying around at once, like in close quarters. So
and,
that's
and
just
so close to the ground.
Yeah, and that's
so
just
close to the ground.
That's dangerous in itself. But these guys are all professionals. I mean, I'm never afraid when I go to an air show. I'm in awe the whole time. I'm just like, wow, these guys are amazing.
I'm a fatalist, so I'm literally always terrified.
Yeah,
I always am. I'm like, oh my God, the plane is going to crash into each other and land on us. It scares me to death.
But yeah, I've watched the video several times because I'm one of those people. I want to analyze like why did it go wrong?
How? Yeah.
I watch YouTube channels where they talk about plane crashes and go step by step of what happened.
So explain to the people, like, the B-17 is a giant, like, is it bigger than like a 747 or like a big giant passenger plane, or is it about the same size? And they're hard to see what's around you, right?
I would say it's almost the same size. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but it's
big.
It's big.
It's not one of the little planes.
Yeah,
But the King Cobra is a little plane, right?
Yeah, it's small for the most part.
And that King Cobra, I mean, the B-17 was flying along, and it looked like the King Cobra came from above, hit it, just cracked the B-17 in two, and they just came down. And they were not high.
It just shows how fragile these planes are. I mean, some of the first planes were just made out of cloth and wood, you know?
It was terrible. There's footage of it all over the place if you look on
It's horrible to watch, but
TikTok.
at the same time, I don't really know what I'm saying. It's weird. It's devastating. It's
devastating for the loss of the pilots and their families. I mean, our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of everybody involved. But it's also devastating because these are historic planes. The B-17 is a historic plane that will never...
There's only a few around.
They're not being made, right?
No. I mean, it's history. It's history in a museum for the most part.
This is a World War II plane, right?
I mean, that's what air shows are, is just history.
Except for that one giant semi-truck that, like, terrifies... Everything terrifies me at the air show. They're super loud. They're scary. I'm such a wimp.
It was the Shockwave.
Shockwave. That thing just...
Yeah.
What happened to that thing?
Not same thing, but it was at an air show.
Oh, God, that was scary.
It crashed, and the driver died.
Did it crash? I thought it, like, overheated and, like, it started just taking off, and it got, like, super crazy.
I think it exploded. I don't think it crashed into anything, but what they do at the air show is they always race one of the fast planes to see who wins.
Yeah.
And something happened and it exploded. I don't know. I mean, there's just so much fuel, so much fire, so much everything. I mean, they're unpredictable. It's like
heat and
it's
flame.
like playing with a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But I mean, these people are all professionals and they have all these safety procedures to go along with it.
And they do the shows over and over and over. I mean,
over and over. I freaking love the Shockwave. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
That thing was cool.
Yeah. So look the Shockwave up, and there's tons of videos of it. But it's a giant 18-wheeler, just the front part, right? The truck, the trailer, not the trailer, but the truck part.
Tractor.
And it shoots out flames. And what's it powered with?
Jet motors. It's
No,
literally.
I'm sorry. I meant the fuel. What fuel is it? Like
Oh, I don't know.
Jet
Jet
fuel?
fuel.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's
Are you sure he died? I didn't think he died. I thought that it would just like was
No.
like shaking and heating up. I didn't think it crashed. I thought it just was like about to, and then it didn't.
I think you're thinking of the video I showed you of that old Dodge where they pull the tractor pull where they hook something heavy
No,
to it.
no,
You
no.
remember that one, the runaway diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not thinking of that one.
Yeah,
This-
no, this exploded. I mean, it was pretty bad.
That's crazy.
But at the same time, I was just telling Heather that I wanted to take the two little kids to the air show because we used to go all the time. And I had mentioned to them this week, I said, hey, Wings Over Dallas is this weekend. And, they had other things to do, so we didn't go. And I'm kind of glad.
God, that would have been.
Pretty
I
devastating.
mean, just hearing how terrified the people were that were filming it is just because these people just died right in front of you. It's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's bad.
It's terrible. So that happened today, and that's terrible news. But I don't know how to segue into
To
our
your
next topic, but
to your next.
I actually have good news on the housing front. So we kind of talked a little bit about this on the last one, how the consumer price index came in lower. And I didn't realize, but it actually dropped mortgage rates by 0.5%. So I watched this video of Barry Habib. He is a best-selling author. He's won numerous awards. He usually is pretty spot on with his predictions. And I watched a long video of his predictions, and he actually has really good news. Well, this is what he thinks is going to happen. So basically, mortgage rates follow the rate of inflation. So when you watch and look up the graph of, the mortgage rates versus inflation, inflation got super, super bad, in the summer of this year, like super bad. Like it was just kind of going along, and then it went like this. And the mortgage rates are kind of right behind it. So once inflation got super bad starting in June, then the mortgage rates really just started going up just exponentially, like so fast and so high. But he believes that there's a high probability that the rates are going to go down below 5% in the next 6 months, or at least right around 5 or right below 5. He said it could be mid 4s. It could even possibly go below 4, but more than likely it's going to be in the 5s. So the question is, what does that mean? What does that mean for buyers? How is that going to affect buyers in the market? So the good news is, do you wait for the rates to go down and the market to heat up, or do you buy now? And so he had an interesting take that I completely agree with. Do you remember how difficult it was for me in the past 2 years with the multiple offers?
Yes.
So essentially, a house would go on the market, and I list a lot of houses, and so I was on the seller side, which was nice because, we would just pick through the offers because showings would just be boom, 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 and then offers would start rolling in and you'd pick them. But on the buyer side, it's extremely frustrating because they're offering over and over and over and over, not winning house after house after house. And I had people like that, and it felt like a battle. I mean, it was just absolutely exhausting. So right now, if you buy a house, you're able to negotiate a lot. You're able to offer lower than list price. You're able to ask for seller concessions. Sellers are much more motivated, especially the sellers that have to move, much more motivated, and they'll work with you. Which, before it was like, if you're contingent on anything, no, we're not taking your deal. It was so much of a seller's market. So if you buy now, you're able to negotiate things down. The only bad thing is the interest rate's a little bit higher than it used to be. But what's going to happen? You're going to buy the house at this interest rate, and then you just refinance when it goes down eventually. Because eventually, it'll go down. Eventually it will. But if you wait for the interest rate to go down and the market heats up, because really and truly, our supply is still very low, because sellers also don't feel like it's a good time to sell. So if you wait for the market to heat up, we're going to have super low inventory again, and it could turn exactly into what we've seen over the past 2 years. So are you waiting for a better interest rate, or are you waiting to find a house and then refinance later? So there's pros and cons, but I think it's good news.
That's so great.
I really do think it's good
Great
news.
news.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So that's what I say. That's what Barry Habib says, and I think it's a great point. So, time for fun facts with Shad. Oh, dang it. Do fun facts.
Fun facts. Oh, Lord.
Okay. Go for it, baby.
All right, so how do we find out about this?
I read an article.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I read a lot.
She does read a lot. I like to. I've always been interested in words, where they came from, what do they mean, where did they start, so on and so forth. So Heather found this, and it's called a contronym. Which, when she said that to me, I instantly thought of the old Nintendo game Contra, because that game was badass, and I can't find it now. Well, I think I found it online, but it was like $55.
Okay, so what's a contronym?
Do you care if I buy it?
No.
$55 for an old game?
I mean, are you going to play it? Is it going to bring you joy?
Yeah, I'll probably play it and be like, oh man, this game kind of sucks.
Okay, then no, don't buy it, please.
But it's super fun.
It was fun back in the olden days.
If anybody remembers the cheat code, put it in the comments. Do you know the cheat code?
How would I know the
I
cheat
still
code?
know Mike Tyson's password on Punch Out.
What is it?
323-325.
Do you want to know what Mike Tyson's phone number is?
8675309.
No. Do you want to know what Mike Tyson's phone number is? Do you?
No, because he's probably going to answer if I try to call him. Anyway, a contronym. Oh, what's his number?
No, never mind. Just go.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It
joke
was a
before.
funny joke, but whatever.
It was like the first.
Quiet. Go.
A contronym is a word that has two meanings, right?
Not only two meanings that are literally the exact opposite of each other. That's what makes them interesting. They are completely contrasting in their meaning, and I think it's so interesting because you sit and think to yourself, like most people are like, oh, you mean like bear and bear, like B-A-R-E or B-E-A-R? No,
That's exactly what I said.
no, it's the same word that used in different contexts means the exact opposite. So,
For example, to buckle.
buckle.
To buckle something. So that means to buckle your belt or to fasten or secure something.
Right.
But it also means like if a building buckles or
Collapses.
if you collapse. You
So,
know, you have too much weight and you're like, oh, it's so heavy, and you buckle.
So on one hand, you're securing something, and on the other, it's buckling and collapsing.
So another one was
Complete opposite.
we read through so many of these. They were so interesting. Dust.
Well, go down the list.
Oh, it's on my computer.
The second one.
How convenient. To cleave.
Cleave.
Why? How's that two different things?
Because you're joining something together, but it also means to separate things apart.
I've never once in my life joined something together and said, I've cleaved something. Have you?
You said it in the example.
The shy baby rabbit cleaved to his mother's body. No, hell no. I would never say that.
Listen.
Would you? Have you ever said that?
I have an excellent vocabulary, and you constantly are like, I don't even know what that means. So, yeah, I probably would say that.
Well, when I met you,
Cleave to me, baby.
when I met you, you said beg for bag and flag
No.
for flag.
No, I say beg.
You said beg.
Beg.
Big.
I don't say bag because I'm from the north. Okay, go.
Another one is to, what did I do? Enjoin.
No, you skipped dust.
We already did dust.
No, we didn't actually talk about it.
But I think they get it.
To dust means to remove with dust, like remove it, or dust something with sugar, to put dust onto something. It's crazy.
When's the last time you dusted something?
Dude, I dust brownies with powdered sugar every time I make them. So,
Well, our kitchen counter is dusty.
with coffee, because you never put something down when you make coffee.
To overlook. All right. To monitor or inspect. Our teachers overlook our academic progress.
This one's interesting.
To fail or notice or choose not to emphasize.
To fail to notice.
That's what I said.
No, you said to fail or notice. Anyway,
I don't know. We're
so
going to
you're
have to play
either
it back.
overlooking something like watching what they're doing, or you actually totally miss it? Well, you skipped a whole bunch.
Well, I like this one. To
What?
rent, because I've just looked at the word and now I have to think about it. See, I don't get it. Oh,
It has these
to sell or
symbols.
lease, the landlord rents. I still don't get it. What's the difference?
Okay, so it says to sell or lease the use of a commodity, or to buy the use of a commodity. So you're either selling it or buying it.
That's dumb. They should take this
Because
one off.
I'm gonna rent a house out to you, and our tenants would be renting it from us. So we're renting it out. They're renting it to move in.
That's just silly. I could think of
What about
words.
ravel?
I don't even know what ravel means.
Ravel, like
Ravioli.
no, ravel. Like this
I don't use
cord
the
is
word.
all raveled up. Or can you unravel this
I've never said
to
this,
disentangle the cords?
this cord is all raveled. This cord's raveled.
Okay, so you stick to your words, and that's okay. Okay, let's go.
All right. What next? That's it. There's
What about screen?
to screen? Let me think about it. I'm not going to look.
Okay.
To screen. So you would screen someone,
Right,
Like
like
as-
the TSA.
right?
Uh-huh.
Or what would be the opposite of that? To block something with
Yeah,
a screen?
to protect or conceal something, or to broadcast it and show something. So
You know-
you're either concealing something or broadcasting something.
When we,
Two separate, totally separate
the first time
meanings.
we looked at this was really interesting. Now it's just super boring.
Well, maybe it's boring just because you know it already, but remember,
I didn't know any of these.
many people are learning this for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to them. That's a fact.
What's the longest palindrome?
What's a palindrome?
It's a word where it's spelled the same forwards and backwards.
You know, I was showing a house yesterday, and as I was driving through a town called Mineral Wells, I noticed that their zip code is a palindrome, if
Well-
that's what it's called, 76067. So if you read it forwards or backwards, it's the exact same thing.
I don't think it works with numbers.
Well, why wouldn't it? What is the longest palindrome? I'd like to know.
I don't know. I was.
Well, look it up while you're going to
Well,
just toss out
You look it
random
up
facts.
while you're looking up things.
Okay, somehow we went down this rabbit hole with these ancient civilizations. You've seen them like with the old carvings and stuff like that, with drawings on the walls or carvings on stone. And this morning we found this one that was like 12,000 years ago, which is interesting because it's like way more crazy how they built this. God, I wish I could remember the name of the civilization. It might be on here, but
I can look it up while you talk.
okay. So, okay, here's what it's called. I found it. Can you read that? Because I don't have my glasses on. What's that called?
Gobekli?
Let me put my glasses
I
on
don't
since
know.
I'm old. Oh, it's difficult with these. Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe.
We're probably both wrong.
Göbekli Tepe. It's one of the oldest ancient megalithic temples on Earth, and it was like 12,000 years ago. But anyway, the point is these civilizations have carvings and drawings all over the world from 12,000 years ago to 6,000 years ago, and they all have, carvings of their deity, and they're holding this little bag, and they also look like they're wearing watches too, which is interesting. Like,
I'm sure it was just a bracelet of some sort.
no, this specifically says in this article that they were wearing like a watch bands. Like there's actual drawings and stuff that show detailed watches and little boxes. And I showed the pictures to Shad that he's putting on the screen. And what did you say about it?
I said, oh, look, they're realtors carrying their little lock boxes, and they have this smile.
And I'm like, oh, look, in ancient civilizations, people actually liked realtors. Now it's like they just hate realtors all the time.
You're lucky I like you.
I am lucky you like me. But anyway, the point is that it's so crazy that, and I'm getting to my point.
Can you please hurry?
Why? Are you in a hurry to go somewhere? Anyway, the interesting thing here is that throughout all these different time periods, like 12,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, like Quetzalcoatl was a Mesoamerican deity that showed him holding the bag. And then this one, Göbekli Tepe, is 12,000 years ago, and it shows him holding bags or them holding bags or whatever. So the question is does this show that the gods carried this bag? Does it suggest a secret connection between different cultures? Why were the gods depicted with the same bag? What was in the bag?
Maybe it was the first trick or treat.
Dude, I think it's time travel
Time travel.
or aliens.
Do you believe in aliens?
Well, that's yes, 100%. It's
But-
aliens, but that's what the video that we watched this morning about this 12,000 year ago thing, because 12,000 years ago, they were like hunters and gatherers. So they would literally be living meal to meal. They'd be hunting, eating, hunting, eating, hunting, eating. They didn't have like time to just like carve giant, perfectly placed, tonnage of stones and carving of stones like that. Traditionally they thought that didn't happen until the people became more agriculturalists, where they had like a surplus of food.
So they had more time to do things.
They had more time to do things because they weren't just constantly hunting and eating and hunting and foraging for food.
So how
because
come-
they were actually growing crops and providing for the whole society. But with this Göbekli Tepe, it's like there are no carving. Like they literally think in that time period they only had like that glass type rock. What's that called? The glass type rock that they would just chip it and it would be sharp. Like that was literally the extent of their tools. So for them to actually be carving these giant things was like thought impossible. So some people are really thinking that something happened and there was a transfer of knowledge at that time.
So do you think what you're talking about now in our world today is an NFT? Because people have so much time to make dumb things that don't exist.
This wasn't dumb. I mean, I think that this
No.
is so...
I'm not saying that's dumb. I'm just saying you were talking about now that they have more time, they can actually spend more time on these things. So do you think the people now...
NFTs have come and gone.
No, I think they're still around.
No, I just read an article about NFTs, and this one guy created all these, and he was like, look, here, this is an example. Like, there's even ones in King Tut's tomb that are holding them, and all the boxes look the same. They're just little bags in all these different things from all the different, like, we're talking Neo-Assyrian in the first millennia holding the boxes. It's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy to me. Egypt, Mesoamerica, like 14th century BC, they're holding the exact same type of bag. It's crazy.
I want to go.
I think it was time travel or aliens.
I want to go back to aliens. So you say you do believe in aliens. Why?
Because I don't have any like factual evidence, but I mean, the government has straight up come out and released a whole bunch of stuff that literally says that aliens are real, 100%.
So
I just
because
read
the
another
government
article about it.
because the government said they're real, you're going to believe the government.
No, we believed in them before, but what
We?
are my... Okay, I believed in them before, but what are my 2 rules about aliens?
Don't get killed by them and run.
No,
I don't know.
don't think about them, don't talk about them, and don't think about them, because aliens to me are freaking terrifying. Because we would have no hope, because their technology is going to be so far beyond ours, and plus every movie is terrifying with aliens.
But we have drones and like really good drone pilots. Just run them into it.
No.
Why?
Oh my God.
I'm just...
How many movies have you seen of alien ships and literally they have a force field around them and our weapons can't even break the force field?
Independence Day. They broke through.
How?
Drones.
I don't like thinking about aliens.
But what makes you believe in them? It's like...
I watched a movie one time.
So it's movies and the government makes you believe in aliens.
No, it was a true story about these dudes in Utah. And I don't remember the facts of it, but it was really scary. And they were like, the truck broke down or something, and these dudes were in Utah, and this one guy freaking got taken up by aliens, and then he has this whole... They made a movie about it. It's a true story. And they showed everything that happened while he was like taken by aliens, and they were, poking and prodding and doing all the terrifying things. And then they freaking just drop him off like 5 days later, butt naked. And like he escaped or something. I don't remember. But Fire in the Sky?
Yes, that's what I was just looking it up. It's an older movie.
Fire in the Sky. Yes,
Right?
it is older. I mean, it was in like the 90s or something, but it is a true story. It's based on a true story. So
How do we
when
know
I
it's
saw
true?
that movie, it scared me very much.
But they say they got abducted and so on and so forth, and they just told their story. But is there actual proof? Like,
I don't think so.
that's what I'm saying.
But a lot of people believe that alien DNA is mixed with human DNA. Oh, maybe that's what this thing. Maybe that's what that is.
Babe, we're literally going to have to cut that out now.
I didn't say any words.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe that's why they're pushing it so much. I'm whispering so they don't hear me.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe that's alien DNA. And we didn't get it, so we're human.
I would take alien DNA.
I don't know about that.
You don't have to whisper anymore.
Okay.
No, I would. I mean, why not?
I think it's so interesting.
But what is an alien?
It doesn't matter. Look, how many different life forms are on this Earth?
Okay, this goes back to UFO. What does UFO stand
A
for?
freaking octopus could be an alien for all we know.
Octopus is an alien.
That's what I'm saying.
What does UFO stand for?
Unidentified flying object.
Okay, so if you knew nothing about any flying machines whatsoever and you saw something fly over your house and you didn't know what it was, it would be a UFO, correct?
I mean, not if you can clearly identify it as a plane. Just because I can't read the tail number or I don't know that it's a B-17 bomber, that doesn't make it an unidentified flying object.
To you it does.
Dude,
because you
I
cannot
see-
identify it.
No, I can tell it's a plane. Now, the videos I see on TikTok of things that are like, what is that in this? And it's in a different country or whatever, and it looks like a cylinder cone with like weird shapes, and it's just hovering in one spot. That is a UFO. Because who knows what it is? I'm not saying it's aliens. I'm just saying who knows what it is, because it's certainly not an airplane.
What if it's just some dude's drone and it's got like a 6-pack of beer connected to a fishing line and he's flying it over to his buddy's house?
Maybe. Are you telling me you don't believe in aliens?
I never said I didn't believe in aliens.
I'm asking, do you believe in aliens?
I would if I saw them.
That's not, that completely is opposite of the word believe. That's knowledge. Believe is the key word here.
So you're saying
A belief is a something that you don't know, you don't have knowledge of, you just believe it. You think it is true.
so if I believe I'm gonna live till I'm 100, but I don't, and I die at 79.
That's a terrible example, because there's no possible way to know that.
I know, but if I believe in it, then I should live to 100, right?
Well, if you believe in the power of positive thinking and putting that out there and creating your own, bringing things, yeah, I believe in that.
I'm just saying there's something else out there. There's got to be something else out here. They
So
can't
you
just
do.
be stupid humans.
You do believe in aliens.
Well, I don't know if it's aliens. What if they're just bears?
Dude, I totally
What if
believe
they're
that-
super smart bears?
Look up these.
Bears are pretty smart.
Look at these ancient civilizations and look at every single one of the deities holding a box and tell me that is not some sort of time traveling or teleportation device.
Maybe
I think it's what it is.
maybe it's just their lunchbox and their wife like made them a sandwich and they're
Why
taking
would
it to
they
work.
be deity? Why would this whole civilization revere them as gods and they all have the same freaking box? Here's the mind bender that I tried to say to you this morning, but you didn't listen to me.
I was listening. I can tell you what you said earlier.
So if it was a time traveler that went back 12,000 years prior to our time, who knows when, like maybe it's 10,000 years in the future, and they went to, 24,000 years in the past or whatever to transfer that knowledge to the hunter-gatherers,
I'm lost.
because they knew that if they didn't go back to that time period to transfer that knowledge, they wouldn't exist 10,000 years in the future. That's the mind bender.
I do remember you talking about this morning,
Yes.
and I'm
That's what I'm
lost.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I
Okay.
don't like time travel.
I have
It doesn't
ano-
make any sense.
I have another story I have to tell you. And you're going to not like this.
Why?
So we know-
Why would I not like it?
So we know the election was a disaster. Ish. Not
Was
not
it?
really a disaster.
Okay, but wait a minute.
I don't want to talk about the election.
But was it a disaster to only Republicans, not Democrats?
Correct.
So,
But not really, because I think we still held the Senate. But anyway, listen. Now that we have Senate, Marco Rubio and Mike Gallagher, 2 Republicans, Florida and Wisconsin, they're introducing legislation that would prohibit TikTok in the United States.
I'm fine with that.
What?
Dude, I literally...
TikTok is making you famous. It's giving you the fame that you've always desired of your whole life.
I've never desired fame, and I'm not
That's
famous.
not. I don't believe you.
The thing is, I started it as a joke. And then I found out one of our buddies has a whole bunch of followers, and I said, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to give more than you. That
buddy's going to come on our show, by the way.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's a local influencer.
So
anyway, so basically...
So what if they do? I think they should get rid of it.
But do you want to know why?
They should get rid of Facebook.
Do you want to know why?
What?
Do you remember when Trump was president and he said...
Yes, I remember him trying to ban it.
TikTok is getting shut down unless it is not owned, unless the U.S. version is not owned by the Chinese. Remember that?
But have you heard the rumors about the Chinese version is all technology and educational, and it's not just women shaking their butts and stuff?
And they limit. So it's not only just educational, but they do not allow people to be on it more than 40 minutes at a time because they know it destroys our brains.
Absolutely.
It destroys our ability to concentrate and pay attention to anything.
We were a better society before social media.
I agree. However, I have found a lot of cures on TikTok.
And a lot of...
And cooking. Like, I used to have to watch an hour show on Food Network just to get the goddamn recipe.
But you could have just read a book.
Now I can watch a 1-minute video and get the recipe and see it from beginning to end, and it is glorious. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice thing. Like, I like it condensed because ain't nobody got time to watch an hour.
Okay, let me tell you the problem with that. You find this episode of somebody cooking for 1 minute, and you learn it all, and I'm gonna cook this, but then you start swiping and swiping and swiping. No, listen, and you swipe and you swipe. Either A, you forget about it, or B, you spend so much time swiping that you just eat the bag of potato chips and you're not hungry anymore.
No, I favorite it, so then I can go back and find it.
Oh, you mean that?
Remember, I used to not like anything unless it was a cooking recipe that I wanted to go back and find. Now, because you're on TikTok and you make me like every single post that you do,
That's not true.
My likes are totally screwed up, so thank God I can favorite recipes now and find them again.
Why wouldn't you want to see the stuff I produce?
I do see it. You force me to like and share it.
No, that's not true. You're mostly in all of them.
So that makes me naturally like it. But okay, let's go back to the story real quick. So the lawmakers basically said that TikTok is owned. This is from, what is this article from?
Do you know what movie scared me?
No, stop. Don't. This is Daily Wire. This is on Daily Wire. So the lawmakers basically said that it is owned by a company called ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. But it's not owned by the Chinese government. However, in China, no company is truly private because China's National Intelligence Law of 2017 says that all people and companies must help with intelligence, including sharing all information. And so that's why our lawmakers are freaked out about it.
Who the hell names their company ByteDance?
Chinese people. Because TikTok kind of started out as a dancing, like... that.
But what? Literally, that's before I had TikTok. That's all I thought it was dancing.
It was dancing in the beginning.
Well, I'm gonna be happy to say now that I have TikTok, I hardly ever see anybody dance, and if I do see them dance, I block them.
Well, that's why I said it was in the beginning. It's like how Instagram used to be photography with filters and a cool place to share your photography, and now it is definitely not that.
It is still photography. It's just way less clothes.
I feel like it's mostly reels now. Like,
well, yeah, reels. Well, and you know why?
Videos from TikTok that were cool on TikTok 6 months ago that are now finally on Instagram.
Well, I was telling somebody about that today. I was texting with her, and I said, hey, you gotta do YouTube Shorts, and she didn't know what it was.
She'll never do that.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, if you put a video up that's 45 minutes long on YouTube, no one, I mean, you may have somebody watch it, but for the most part, people have a 10-second attention span.
That's right.
And that's what shorts and TikTok and everything's. I mean, look at me. You'll show me a video and I'll look at it and be like, oh, God, this is 2 minutes long?
They say now, okay, so it used to be when I first started real estate like 5-6 years ago when I was doing videos, the algorithm basically said you had 7 seconds to grab somebody's attention. But now, because of TikTok, probably because of TikTok and the swiping feature, you have 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds to get someone's attention to commit, and they will tap on the screen and see how long they have to commit to this video before they actually watch the whole thing.
Well, that is interesting because I will show my son videos. That's, 3, 4, 5 minutes long. And probably every 20 seconds he taps the screen to see how much longer it is.
Oh, my God. Exactly. It's destroyed kids.
Well, you taught him that.
Brains. No, I never did.
Yeah. So back to Aliens.
What?
The original Alien movie scared the piss out of me when I was young.
Agreed.
I watched it with you and a couple of the kids.
That movie scared me, too.
The Abyss. I don't remember The Abyss.
Oh, my God.
I remember the name,
It's
but I don't remember.
underwater. Dude.
Oh, underwater aliens.
Underwater scares me more.
Isn't that where aliens live underwater?
Dude,
Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, Tucker Carlson had somebody on his show that literally said they see more scary shit under the water than they do in the sky.
Well, yeah, duh.
No, not like fish.
Have you seen the animals that live way down there?
Not fish. We're talking like things, like spherical things and things like that are like there and then pew, gone.
I don't know. Have you been to
Crazy stuff.
a Walmart at like 10:30 p.m.?
I try not to because I don't want to die.
That's pretty much the same.
If you haven't seen that movie, we need to watch that movie because
Let's watch it.
The Abyss that was really scary.
I mean, it's 1989, so
Ugh.
it's got to be good.
I was
What are you
just gonna say that means it's gonna be scary because the quality is gonna be so bad because we're so used to such good CGI now, and that was back when they like actually had to build miniatures. Like, remember that movie Willow?
No.
Oh my God, I love that movie Willow so much that my second daughter, her middle name is Alora because of Alora Dannon from that movie. But when you go back and watch that freaking movie, oh my God.
So
The big monster was like this claymation thing, and it's all like stop motion, and it's super terrible, and it's not scary at all.
that's the way Alien was
But
when
it-
I went and rewatched
But it was so good in the 80s when we
Oh,
were
yeah.
there. Val
Absolutely.
Kilmer was in that movie, and he was smoking hot back then.
I remember when, dude, I had a man crush on Val Kilmer. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when.
That's just because he was on Top Gun.
No, I mean,
Yes.
he was the man's man. Like, I didn't really care for Maverick. He was kind of a douchebag, but
He was a douchebag.
well, yeah, he was.
He
But-
was.
But
I didn't even realize because he was such a hero.
so was
And
Iceman.
When we went back and watched it,
But he's way cooler. I'd rather be Iceman than
Oh.
Maverick any day.
dude, yeah. And the new Top Gun is interesting because now they like have this bromance.
Do they?
Yes, and the disrespect, and they like hugged each other, and
Well, they do that in the first movie.
I don't know about that.
You can be my wingman anytime. Remember?
Oh my God, I
At
thought
the
you were going to say wiener. 'Cause
What?
I just went there. I'm sorry.
Okay, back to movies because I'm interested.
Okay.
What is the one movie growing up that scared the crap out of you? Like,
The Fly.
really?
Yes. Oh my God. Do you not remember the scene where he's in the bathroom and like he's like and like his freaking fingernails start falling off and his skin starts sloughing off and like all of the human part of him sloughs off and he turns into a giant fly? Oh my God, that's so scary.
How old were you think?
Wasn't it in the 80s? Wasn't it like in the 80s that The Fly?
Probably. I can look it up.
Yeah, look
But-
it up.
But how old do you think you are?
I feel like I was maybe 10. So if I was 10, then that would be like 1985.
The Fly
Yes.
was
86.
1986.
So I was 11. Maybe. I may have been 10.
Damn, how old are you?
47. I know, but time has been kind to me, baby.
So the movie
That's
that
because I didn't smoke or drink until Well, I didn't. I still have never smoked, but I didn't drink till I was much later in life.
Till you met me.
No, it was before I met you, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
It was
You always
January of the year I met you, so it was a month before I met you.
But you always told me I drive you to drinking.
I do tell you that.
So the movie that scared me was Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Dude, if you went to sleep and you died in your dreams, you died.
Oh, yes, but what was the movie with Charlie Sheen that had the same premise? That was scary. Flatline.
Never saw it.
Julia Roberts, I think, was in it. Look up Flatline.
Oh my
Flatline was way scarier because it was the same premise, but it was more interesting. Because Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger's like,
Dude, that was freaky because I didn't want to go.
Flatliners.
Oh gosh, I didn't want to go to sleep. I literally just stayed up all night, and my parents. 2017?
No, I pointed at the other one.
What?
Go back. It was
1990.
1990. So I was in 10th grade. You were younger.
Oh, I guess they came out with another one. Anyway, I stayed up for days, so because I was scared to go to sleep because I knew I would die in my dreams, and my parents were like, "Damn it, boy, you're 5 years old. Why are you scared to go to sleep?"
I am not that much older than you. You are so bad at math.
I was probably 5 when I saw it.
No, it came out in 86. So I was 11. So that means you were 7.
Okay, I was 7. Whatever.
You were 7 years old. You should not have been watching that movie when you were 7 years old.
Dude,
so shame on you.
My sister drove me there and dropped me off to watch it.
What? They let you? Was that before?
She didn't even have her license.
Was it rated R?
Wait, if I was 7,
She
my
was
sister's-
11.
Yeah, she
She's
drove
my
me there.
age.
No, she drove me there.
She is my age. She was
Yeah.
11.
You didn't drive at 11?
Oh my God.
She literally, like, I don't even think she stopped the car. I just door
this
open.
is all lies. All lies.
I just remember seeing, man, that movie scared me. And the original It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, but that wasn't a movie. That's one of those Mandela effects because I swear to God that was a movie, but it was actually a TV series.
Yeah, I remember.
That's
I remember
crazy.
hearing about that. Yeah, when I was a
I
kid,
thought for sure it was a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie.
No, we watched it on TV.
Do you remember back in the day when you had the movie started at 7 on TV and you had to be home at 6:30 to watch the movie at 7?
No. I don't.
Let me guess, you didn't have a TV growing up?
No, we did. We actually had my dad sold insurance, so he actually did pretty good during those years. But so we had kind of some really cool stuff. Like we had the DVDs, but they were this big.
Wow, bragger.
I know. It was
You probably had Blu-ray, didn't you? Oh, no, what was the big one? The record laser?
That's what I'm saying.
Laser disc?
It was a laser disc back in the day. Yes, we had that. But so I don't remember going to the movie theater very often, but we lived out in the country in Idaho. So I know I did probably sometimes. This was back when you had to freaking drive to the movie theater to see what the show times were. Remember?
You didn't have a phone? Oh. Hello, this is Movie Phone.
Who has time to listen to every single movie that's playing? Oh,
Dude,
my word.
I remember time and temperature. I would just call it just to hear the time and the temperature.
I feel like we would just show up at the movie theater around 6:45 because we knew usually the movie starts at 7 and 9. 7 and 9.
Now my watch tells me the temperature. I don't ever look at the time. I bought the watch just to see what the temperature was.
No, you bought the watch so that you could compete with all your girlfriends
Sure.
for exercising.
And I kick their ass
He has
every time.
He has 7 or 8 different women in his phone, and he's like, "What's up, Michelle? How come you're not exercising for the past 10 days?"
Yeah, I do give them crap.
Calls them out on their crap.
I mean, get it done. Right?
Get it done?
Get it done. Like,
When was the last
Close
time?
your ring.
When was the last time you worked out?
I work out every day.
No,
Yes,
not true.
whatever. Hey, can I tell you a story real quick? It'll be super fast.
It better be quick. This is the end. Okay, finish your story and then we got to sign out.
So as you were talking about something this morning, I wasn't really listening to it because it was like time travel.
It hurts my heart every time you do that, but
Well-
whatever.
When you do time travel, my brain goes.
The concept of time travel and the looping. Oh, what was that show called that we watched that was so freaking good? It was like German.
It was really good.
German.
Yeah, it was a German movie.
What was it called? Dark.
Dark. Yeah, I think it was
Oh
called
my
Dark.
God, that show is so good on Netflix.
Until it starts time traveling.
No, it starts time traveling from the very beginning.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
literally had to draw graphs showing him who this character is and what time period this character is from and how they're interrelated, because like every 33 years they're going to a different time. And oh my God, it was
Dude.
done so well. Anyway, finish what you're talking about.
The character went into the future
No,
and met his dad.
we're not talking about that movie, are we?
Yes. It's the same movie.
No, you were telling a story, and I interrupted
Oh.
you about hurting my heart because you don't listen when I talk about time travel.
I can't remember the story.
Oh
now.
my God.
It was really good, too.
Okay, let's talk about the movie Dark.
Okay.
God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember the storyline.
Wait. I remember my story.
Okay, go back to the story. We'll talk about Dark next time.
It was a really long story. It took me like 10 minutes to read it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you talked about time travel 10 minutes. Anyway. So
That's not traveling in time. That's just like
this dude,
time passing.
this clockmaker / carpenter / couple other things. It was in Germany, and it was when Hitler was at his prime.
Is this a true story?
Yes, I read it today.
Okay, go
I mean,
ahead.
I read it on the internet,
Okay,
so
go.
obviously it's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a meeting at a certain place. It's called the Clockmaker or something like that. Anyway, he had a meeting at a certain place every so often. I don't know. It was like, what does the president do now? They give the speeches, the State of the Union type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was something like that. So we'll say it's every 2 months. Anyway, every 2 months he would show up. They would all drink beer. They would talk, and he would say how great he is. Yada yada yada.
Look in the camera. While you tell the story, keep going.
I,
Keep going.
what?
I just noticed you weren't looking in the camera. Keep going.
But you're so pretty. I just want to look
You
at
weren't
you.
looking at me.
What was I looking at?
Like all around and down. Just make eye contact.
Well, that's like
Okay.
normal for me.
I know. Keep going.
Anyhow, he
He had all these meetings set up.
yeah.
like
Anyway,
State of the Union type things.
he tried to kill Hitler, and it failed.
Are you sure this wasn't a movie?
I don't know.
They
Maybe.
made a movie about it.
Anyway, he made a bomb because he was a clockmaker, and he made a reverse bomb, or I'm sorry, a reverse clock. Instead of counting up, it counted down. You know,
Oh.
like a timer. And of course, I don't know if that was invented yet. I don't know if they had a timer that counted down. Did they?
In
I
the
don't know.
1940s?
Maybe. I don't
Yes.
know. Fact check that. I don't.
Oh.
How do you even look
Okay.
that up?
Keep telling the story, and I will fact check it right now. Go.
So anyway, he went into this place every night. It was a bar of some sort, and he went into this place every night and ordered a coffee, and then he snuck into the back. And when the people closed the place down, they all left. He stayed inside the building, and for months and months and months, he sat in there, and he dug out this little hole where the podium is. He had to remove wood and then remove rock, and then he made this device that counted down, and then it would explode on this day and this time. Well, it was 2 days until that time, and Hitler was going to be at the place to give a speech. Well, something happened. I don't know, but he ended up not showing up on time, and he made it. His speeches were always like 2 hours long or something.
Hitler's war?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, this one time that the bomb was supposed to explode, he got there early. He started the speech early, and the speech only lasted like 30 minutes, and he left, and he hopped on the train. Well, then the bomb exploded, and it killed a couple people inside the building.
I'm just going to point out that if his speeches were 2 hours long, he should have had plenty of time to have the bomb go off in the beginning time of the speech. He couldn't have been like 2 hours early. Also,
No, you didn't hear what it said.
the countdown timer was invented in 1929.
See, I told you were wrong.
That's the opposite. That's the opposite. I was right. You were wrong because you said it wasn't invented in World War II.
I never even mentioned World War II.
When was Hitler around?
He's probably around way before World War II.
Yes, but he was the Führer giving speeches in World War II time. That's 1940s.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
You remember that song?
Which song?
I was at the bar with Kiki and da 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 da. Yeah, whatever. This is My United States of whatever. You remember that song?
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm gonna jam out to that in a minute.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Episode 3. We'll be back in a couple days.
Probably tonight.
What?
Yeah, let's do another one. Let's just turn this off and start another one.
Oh my God. Okay.
This one kind of sucked.
No, I think this one was good.
Do you?
Whatever. Okay. Thanks for